In this lesson, we will distinguish between and reflect on the various approaches to teaching in different contexts, and we will also discuss aspects regarding learning content. You will, in addition, reflect on aims and objectives in a teaching and learning context. Let's have a closer look at each approach to teaching. The first approach is the executive approach. You, as the teacher, is viewed as a manager of complex classroom processes, a person charged with bringing about certain outcomes with students through using the best skills and techniques available. Carefully developed curriculum materials and methods of teaching supported by research are very important to this approach. They provide you with techniques and understandings to use in the management of the classroom and the production of learning. Jim Barnes, in our reading, which you will read in your own, probably was using this approach. Let us now continue to look at the facilitator approach, which is the second of the three approaches. It places a high value on what your students bring to the classroom setting. It places considerable emphasis on making use of students' prior experience. You, as the facilitative teacher, is typically an empathetic person who believes in helping individuals grow personally and reach high level of self-actualization and self-understanding. Humanistic psychology, learning theory, and existential philosophy are some of the fields of scholarship that underwrite this view. Nancy Kwong, in our reading, characterizes this approach. Let us have a look at the third and final approach called the Liberationist Approach, which views you as the teacher as one who frees and opens the mind of the learner, initiating him or her into human ways of knowing and assisting the learner in becoming a well-rounded, knowledgeable, and moral human being. The classical idea of a liberal education underwrites the mainstream version of this approach. In our reading, Robert Umbras appears to be engaged in this approach. After you have read the contributions of Jim Barnes, Nancy Kwong, and Roberto Umbras, which you will find in your reading section, write down which of these are present in your own teaching. Also write down which of the elements you do not use in your teaching. Remember that none of us are perfect teachers, and we are never too old to learn. Be critical of your own practice. Also, think about how you could change your teaching in the light of these approaches.